I think what got us excited was just hearing the excitement from the team at Metro. They really saw this collaboration as a way to really think about equity differently.
One of our goals and what we hope to accomplish was really understand the barriers of Bikeshare, of why is it that the low-income communities are unable to access Bikeshare.
A partnership like this really gave me a unique look into some of the equity challenges that are faced in Los Angeles. That equity discussion is evolving all the time.
You only can really start doing the work when you get into the community and you start hearing from people and engaging them.
I will tell people that if you want to work with community and talk about access to transportation, there's no one doing it better than MCM.
I wanted to be involved with it because I felt a sense of responsibility more to it. I felt a sense of responsibility to our communities to look through the lens of equity. When we actually look through an equity lens, it means that we have to prioritize those at the margins and make sure that they also have access.
When I found out about this position, I felt like it was really perfect because I strongly believe in equity and that everyone should have the ability to benefit from a public program.
Our responsibilities as an education specialist in this project was to organize and host classes and bring those classes actually to low-income populations, specifically Spanish-speaking populations.
Combining that grass tops advocacy, which I think we're great at, combining the grassroots advocacy, which MCM is phenomenal at, there were naturally just some challenges.
Of having Metro get involved heavily, it stalled a lot of our time. And it took away our time from actually being in the community.
Metro has a pretty rigorous process in terms of being able to get reviews and approvals, whether it was the survey that we used or a lot of our marketing and outreach materials.
We started to take a stance for saying, hey, we're gonna take full direction over the stuff we're producing. We can't just call it bureaucracy anymore. We can't just call it procedure.
Hearing from other partners that they were feeling disrespected about their role in the partnership, that was, I think, really tough for a lot of folks to hear.
We went straight to the work. How do we define equity in Bikeshare? And what we didn't realize is we hadn't figured out how to define equity for ourselves.
We can't even begin to, us, MCM, begin to even really grab those voices and put it in Metro when there's not even an equitable partnership.
When you have such a diverse group, how do you get everybody on the same page? How do you do that in a way that's really taking into consideration everyone's perspectives?
Without having even a clear scope of what equity is, you're going to continue to perpetuate inequity in any other program that you choose to take on.
When we talk about equity, it's really important that we also address all the ways that we might be consenting to racism, classism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, and so forth. Our priority is to build relationships with our community members. That to us is the key of equity, is humanizing the experience. Maybe through the equity retreat talk where we had some really raw, heart-to-heart open conversations, they started to be like, okay, let's make sure it's a priority. We're gonna survey, we're gonna go to all the workshops. And that, to me, is a giant success. Because if they don't hear it from that, they're just hearing it through this filtration system, which they can very much disassociate.
Today, one of our big challenges was acknowledging that a lot of the issues or equity issues that people face in the community also exist within our group.
As soon as MCM started scheduling a lot of these workshops and anything that was just out in the community, I was there. Within our low-income communities, I was noticing that a lot of the information that they get in terms of transit or even, Bikeshare in general is, those one-on-one conversations.
There is interest, but it just depends on how much dialogue you have with these people to actually want to use it. It was exciting because we were the first ones to do it, but it was unfortunate because it wasn't done before.
No sabía que iban a instalar bicicletas. Y llegaron y nunca nos informaron. Ya tienen creo como 4 meses ahí, si no es más, y nadie me dio ninguna información. Y tengo mucha clientela que me ha preguntado cuál es el trabajo de las bicicletas aquí. Y hasta ahora que me estoy enterando, sé que tienen muchos buenos servicios, porque hasta nosotros que tenemos negocio acá, nos puede servir.
We need to engage our communities a little differently. It's not enough to just place the station there and hope that they go up to the kiosk and learn about it.
Muchos no están acostumbrados a tener tarjetas de crédito, prefieren pagar cash. Mucha gente no sabe ni cómo usar también la máquina.
Being at the educational workshops really drove it home. Being told by the workers that it just didn't make sense for them to ride Bikeshare when they could instead, for the same amount of money, take a bus that took them further.
Pero regularmente la gente, digamos, de pobre que le llamamos, no va a rentar las bicicletas. ¿Sí? ¿No? Yo no he visto eso, ¿no?
Sí, no
sí existe. Va a ser turista, va a ser la persona que tiene más dinero. No es para nosotros, es lo que estamos diciendo, no es para nosotros.
That made me want to see how Metro would be responsible for helping these people feel like Bikeshare was for them.
Having that local input from those organisations, I think, is going to really help it address some of the equity challenges.
As we plan for things, we have to keep that in mind. We have to keep equity incorporated through our entire planning process.
The question that still remains to be answered is, will Metro actually listen to the recommendations we're making, or were we just a face they could use to say they've been equitable? I don't know.
There was room to define what equity meant, and we were going to kind of figure that out at the table together.
What's clear to me is that communities have to be involved from the onset.
There needs to be honest discussions from the very beginning about what's possible, and also really make sure that the culture about these kind of projects is united in its actual vision and actually wanting to make these changes.
The agencies of transportation need to be invested in truly finding a common ground for a definition on equity, and to not be scared or back away when things become uncomfortable.
I think there's still work to do, but I think that I'm really proud of the start, not just with engaging community, but also with working together.
You want to understand and respect and embrace the differences that everybody brings to the table. And I think getting to that point early in a project like this is really important. How you do it is just as important as what you do.
I'm hopeful that they will listen, because if Metro changes and they really see what equity means and they really understand it at that deep heart level, then it's very likely our communities would benefit from it.